Hello, welcome back to Cami Designs, and we have finished the sock, and so now I'm going to start showing a cable headband, and this is going to be part 1. And so these are the different things you're going to need for this series overall. Scrap yarn and a crochet hook, and that is just to do the provisional cast on. I'm going to use US 8, which is a 5.0 millimeter. I'm going to need a cable needle, and then I'm going to do only 2 rows a week until all 16 rows have been worked, and then it's just repeating those 16 rows. And then I'll show you how to join the headband. Now, I need a US 8, and there are different types of needles you can use for a US 8. I mostly use circular needles. Even if I'm working flat, I like to use circular needles. So I have this. This is a 16 inch, which works fine. But I also have these ones, are some of the first circular needles I got. They're a total of 32 inches. You can get a whole set of these for, I think, less than 10 bucks on Amazon. But the yarn does not like to slide very well on this tube here. So just keep that in mind if you have those. You can also work on straight needles. These are wood. These are Susan Bates. These are like a steel. They're not very, or aluminum. They're not very heavy. Whereas these ones, these are boy. These are also 8. And these are quite heavy. These are the heaviest out of all these. So I guess it just depends on your preference or what you have on hand. I think I'm going to go with my circular needles, and I will kind of show you how to work flat on that. Now, the first thing I want to do is well, here, I'll show you this here. So I need to do a crochet chain of 30, and then a provisional cast on of 20. And I'll show you that. And then I've got to do row 1 and 2. And then this is my key, my abbreviations. So, let's start with, I've already crocheted a chain of, here's 25, so I just need to do 5 more. And I am left-handed, so that's why I'm holding it this way. If you're right-handed, obviously it's going to be on this side. But I just needed 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is my 30 that I need. And yes, I only need a provisional cast on of 20, but I'd like to have some on each end. So what I'm going to do is just cut this yarn, because I don't need it this long. And this works really good to use up your scraps if you don't know what to do, if you just have, you know, a little bit of yarn left. This works really well. So I'll tie that off. So now I have just a chain of 30 here. And I'll get rid of this extra purple yarn here. So now, there's a couple ways you can pick up your provisional cast on. And like I said, I want 5 extra on each end. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Now, you want to, so your chain looks like this. You have the V on the top, like that. You want to flip it over and pick up these little humps in the back. But I want to count in, let me turn this light here. I want to count in 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to start on this one here. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now I can put my needle like this in here and take my actual yarn I want to do the project in. And I can loop it. I always have a hard time doing it this way, but you can loop it over. I'm going to hold it there like that and pull up a loop like that. Or another way is to get a smaller crochet hook, and I will just go in and pick up a few stitches. Oops. This is a smaller, need to zoom out just a little bit here. I don't want that. I want this end here. So I just want to go in and pick into these loops here and pick up stitches. Okay, I gotta start over. This is gonna drive me crazy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And since I'm left-handed, I'm gonna hold it on this side here. So pull up a loop, go into the next one, pull up a loop, and I'm just gonna do this. If I was doing a hat, I would just do a few at a time and then slide them off my hook onto my knitting needle. And I'll show you how I do that. And so I just pick up a few at a time. And then what I'll do is I'll take my knitting needle, I'll slide them all the way down to the end of my crochet hook. And as I slide them off my crochet hook, I'll slide them right onto my needle. Just like that. And then I'll pull that through and just kind of let that sit there. And I take my crochet hook and I'll go into my next ones. And this is the fastest way for myself to do it. But if you have a different way you like to do provisional cast on, that's fine too. I just like to do this because then it holds my stitches onto a crochet chain, which I can undo, and as I put them back on to hook my project together. And I'll slide my stitches down back onto the end of my needle, and then I'll just pick up these stitches. Just like that. And I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I got 13. So this would be 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. It looks like I did more than, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm off a little bit here. Oh yeah, I don't have 5 at that end, but that is okay. As long as I got my 20 stitches, that's fine. Okay. Now I have my 20 provisional cast-ons. I'll count them to double check. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So now I have my 20 provisional cast-on. And so I no longer need scrap yarn or crochet hooks. So now I can go right on to my first row, which is this one. Knit 7, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, knit 7. And then I'll go on to row 2. So what I want to do is I want to bring, and since I'm doing this flat, I do this just like I would if I were having it on straight needles. Oops. Let me put my yarn on the right side here. And so I want to knit 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so there's my 7. This yarn is got, there we go. Now I want to purl 2, so bring it to the front. 1 and 2. Now I want to knit 2. 1 and 2. And then I want to bring it back to the front. And I want to purl 2. 1 and 2, and then I want to knit 7. And sometimes I count just in case I miscounted there. Yep, and that is 7. So now I just want to knit these ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Let's tighten that up. Now, so there's my first row. Now, just like with straight needles, I want to switch sides so I can work along the back row, and I want to do row 2, which is knit 3, purl 4, knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 4, knit 3. Okay, where is my yarn here? There it is. Okay, so I want to knit 3. 1, 2, 3. I want to purl 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I want to flip so I can knit 2. 1, 2. Now I want to purl 2. 1, 2. Now I want to, that was purl 2, so now it's knit 2. 1, 2. And now I want to do purl 4 and then knit 3. So yarn the front. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yarn to the back and knit 3. 1, 2, and 3. And there's my 2 rows. It doesn't look like much now, but next week I'll do another 2 rows. And we'll do 2 rows a week, and then we'll just repeat the 16 rows until we have the correct length. If you're wondering, this is the yarn I'm using. I do not have the paper for it anymore. This is Red Heart Super Saver, and it's variegated, and it's called Reef. And I just ask that if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can like and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And I want to thank those of you who have subscribed to my videos. I appreciate it a lot. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. And I think that's it. So have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching. Bye!